Hey guys, ShadowLink793 here, and welcome back to another deck profile. Now this one I've been meaning to make for a while, but I was actually just testing out various builds to see what would work. And this time we're going with Elemental Heroes, the new Elemental Hero. With the new support we got out of it, this deck is pretty fast. It's a lot faster now, and the OTK potential is right over there. So this is the build I tested out with the new Blazeman that's coming out. We don't have it here in TCG as of right now, as of this moment, but I think we'll be getting it soon. So this is just the build I tested out, and I've tried it out, and it's pretty good. It's relatively consistent. It's pretty consistent whenever you play any other deck. You know what? Heroes have so many ins and outs and ways to OTK now. It's ridiculous. So just to get started here, I put 2 Blazeman. He's gonna be our new searcher. Basically, when he's summoned, you get to search out a polymerization card, which basically it's Woodsman with not as slow, so it's like our Stratos Woodsman. So, and he also gets to send a elemental hero to grave, so he can become that attribute and its name, and also he even gains the attack points too. It's freaking ridiculous. So that's all. That's going to be for your mass changes, which is going to be the keys, which is going to be for your mass heroes. So you can basically go into many mass hero you want. So basically, you could either go into Dark Law as a knight, Dark Law, Koga, Dion, whatever you want. So yeah, he's gonna be I think he's gonna make heroes even more consistent than they already pretty much are right now. I run triple Goblinberg. People say run 10 Goldfish, but I actually prefer Goblinberg because you can actually switch him out with the Rhoda, and he's a lot better. And he actually switches into defense mode. And he's a search out for Rhoda. So why run 10 Goldfish over him? So Goblinberg. So I use Goblinbergs over those, and it's actually a lot better and it's a lot faster. I use triple Shadow Mist in this build. Some people run 2. I mainly just run 3, just in case. 3 Shadow Mist is basically our searcher for our mass change, and if he's at the graveyard, we search for an elemental hero. So either way, you're searching for something. I could use triple Alias, 2 Bubblemans. People say run triple Bubbleman. I'm just running 2 in this build to see how it works. So far it's been pretty consistent. I haven't needed to use Bubbleman actually that much, since I pretty much by the time I do the game's pretty much over. So yeah, I'm a pretty conservative hero player, so I like to set my back row and then just wait for things to happen. But this build is all mainly about trying to OTK pretty much a lot. Triple E-Call, triple searches. Triple Rhoda, obviously, all our searches. 2 Polys, because they can easily be searched out by Blazeman, who we can search out for with our E and Rhoda, which is fucking ridiculous. So fucking stupid. Stupid good. Okay, so, and then we got 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, and obviously Field Clearing. 2 Night Beams. It's really a good card. Can't respond to whatever they're targeting. I also find this is also is also a really good card in mirror matches, because if you're facing another hero player, most likely what they set down will probably be a mass change, and then when you Night Beam their mass change, they're just like, what the fuck, and they can't chain it, so it's like ridiculous. And that one Night Beam could actually change the flow of the entire game. I really like this. I really like that card. 2 Miracle Fusions. I've been thinking of running triple. So I usually run 2 or 3 in this build, but right now I'm using only 2. Triple mass. So, and then also triple mass changes. It's core of the deck now. Shadow Mist makes it more viable than it was before. And we also got the new form changes. Basically you can return a hero fusion monster back to your extra deck, and then summon another hero fusion monster with the same level. Basically, every hero in this is level 8. So, except for Dark Law, but I guess you could put in a Vapor for Dark Law because he's level 6 and Vapor is also level 6. But in this build right now, I didn't actually put that in. So yeah, Mass Change 2, because just in case you don't get a Mass Change 1, you get a Mass Change 2. It's basically the same thing. It just has a cost to it, and sometimes that cost can be fatal or good depending on what you want to do. Like, first, it just depends on the situation overall. Like, if you have Shadow Mist in your hand and you want to get rid of it, and then just search for a card, then you could just ditch it, I guess. And also, if you want like a no hand and your field is empty, you want to go Bubbleman, draw 2. It just really depends. Double Dark Hole with a new ban list. We got 2 Dark Holes now. Two called. It's obviously for field clearing, just in case no one understands what Dark Hole's for. And I honestly prefer 2 Dark Holes over. But obviously, it's also on a budget, just in case people don't have the money to drop on Raigekis and shit. So I used double Dark Hole. Double Call the Haunted, just in case, you have shit in your graveyard. You wanna call the Haunted your Shadow Mists, or I guess you could use Blaze Man in that case. Your Shadow Mist effect chain during your opponent's end phase, and then get the mass changes and anything. It's really good. And these last 2 cards here are Paradox Fusions, which is basically you banish a fusion monster, and then you negate the special summoning of a monster, or a spell and trap that your opponent controls. I've been on and off with this card, but I haven't really drawn into this card that much. But when I do, it usually does help a lot most of the time. So it technically does work. It just it's not really too necessary in this deck. I mean, I just put it in there because I wanted my extra protection for my heroes, just in case. Even though you could probably, most of these quick plays you could chain, probably OTK by the time you get there. But you never know with today's meta. So I teched in 2 Paradox Fusions in there. So it's really good, and this deck is really consistent so far. Last thing here I have to talk about is the extra deck. This is personal. I mean, you could use any monsters, any kind of monsters in your extra deck too. But this is just what I personally had and what I'm testing it with right now. So in this build I have triple absolute zeros. Obviously, because out of all the heroes, he's probably one of my favorite. Like, when he leaves the field, blows up everything on your opponent's side of the field. Too good. 1 Nova Master, which when it destroys a monster by battle, you can draw a card. It doesn't even have to hit grave. You just gotta send it to a monster by battle. Which is also why I kind of tech in D-Fissures and macros, just in case, like, for anti-meta. But I don't have a side for this right now, so yeah. Elemental Hero the Shining, 2 of them. Usually, that's what you usually miracle for when you usually miracle for Shining and Absolute. Most of the time, you're gonna probably want to go for Shining, just because his effect, it's pretty much a 3200 beater at that point. 2 Masked Hero Kogas, because your light target is your alias, and he has and his effect is pretty good. Either player's turn, he can banish a hero from your grave and then target a monster on the field, and the monster will lose attack points equal to the hero you banished. So so if you banish like an alias or something, or like one of your hero fusion monsters, that your opponent's gonna lose, the monster's gonna lose a lot of attack points. So it's really good. And also it gains 500 for each monster in your opponent's side of the field. So if they're swarming you with like 5 monsters, he's just gonna be a beefy motherfucker. And also, of course, everyone's talk about Dark Law. He's basically your version of Macro, except all your opponent's cards are getting banished, not yours. And also, when people search or add cards from their hand to their deck without signing drawing, he gets to banish a random card from their hand, which has saved me a lot. This card is ridiculously good. I like it. It's like really hurt. It hurts a lot of meta decks too. It hurts Shaddolls. I'm not even sure Shaddolls are even meta anymore. No offense. It hurts a lot of decks that need to search, and it hurts a lot of decks that need their graveyard. So yeah, Dark Law does a lot for this meta right now. One Masked Hero Dion. I haven't gone into this guy as much as I probably could be doing, but he's a good card. Destroys a monster by battle, special summon a hero from your deck. Get that Shadow Mist out, get that Mass Change out. All the good plays. 1 Acid, because there's one thing we hate in any deck that's trying to OTK is back row, and he says no to back row. So, and he also, it's a bonus. All monsters your opponent controls lose 300 attack, so it weakens them too. That's an added bonus too. And another new Masked Hero here. We have the Kamikaze. I know it's called Divine Wind in Japanese, but I'm gonna call it Kamikaze because that's what it's known in America. It's basically the same thing as Nova, but it actually has to hit grave for the effect to draw, which isn't really that much of a big deal, considering we're not gonna run macros and D-Fissures here. It's only optional. And also, it can't be destroyed by battle. which is like pretty, and it's a 2700 beat stick, so it's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, real talk. Okay, that's all. That's basically, you notice that most of the deck is probably fusions, but that's what heroes are. And technically, you could put in any rank 4 Exceeds in here. I just put a 101 and an Excalibur just because that's personally what I've gone into for game. And you know what, most of the time it's more than enough for game. I also recommend putting Castells in the deck or Blade Armor Ninjas, because Blade Armor can attack twice and Castell is like, you can just bounce any card back into the deck, and you know, more OTK potential. So yeah, this is my elemental hero. This is my hero deck as of March 2015. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you know I could add or like what you think of the deck. Cause I pretty much just made this on the fly, and it's been pretty consistent. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and hope to see you guys in the next deck profile. Shadowlink793 here, and